let's get to the next series, which was Rays-Red Sox, that series I was just talking about. Look, to be the team on the road when your backs are up against it, you're the lower seed in a 5-game series. You have to win one on the road. If you win one on the road, all the momentum swings back to you. All of it. Now you go home in a tie series. The momentum is yours. You have to win one of those 2 games. The Boston Red Sox had a statement game today. They didn't just win it, they dominated it. Tons of homers. Kike Hernandez, JD Martinez, tons of them. Alex Verdugo, the list goes on. These guys came to play. Devers had one. I heard Big Papi on the postgame show today, part of the Fox crew, say that he talked to Devers before the game. Devers clearly wasn't feeling great. He had a little ailment. We could see it yesterday. Big Papi said he talked to him today. He talked to him this morning and said, when you're not feeling great, calm it all down. Be easy. Don't do anything violent. Make it easier on yourself. I think he did that. He had a great game. He hit a bomb. This Red Sox team made a statement today. JD Martinez, with his first game back from the ankle injury. You know what? You know when an ankle injury doesn't bother you? When you hit a bomb to dead center and you can trot gingerly around the bases, it doesn't matter if your ankle hurts. You can do cartwheels around the bases if you want. You can crawl. He had a great game. He had a double later in the game, ends up getting pinch run for because it got a little bit out of hand. This was a statement. I didn't see this coming. The series is now tied. All the momentum goes to the Red Sox. I'm excited to see what happens. Look, I had the Rays winning this series, but they made it interesting. If the Rays win this one, it's lights out. This series is over. But the Red Sox didn't just win it. They made a statement. Their offense, their team is built on offense. That's why I liked coming into this season, this Red Sox team, because their offense is better than people anticipated. I didn't think they would win the division, which they didn't. The Rays obviously did. But I liked this team when nobody was talking about them, because they just come at you with so many studs in the lineup. And today they just kept coming and coming and coming. Put up 14 runs. You can't beat that. That's what they're going to have to do to beat the Rays. That's what you have to do to beat the Rays. You have to put up more runs than anybody thought possible. Nobody saw them scoring 14 runs. So you heard it here first. To beat the Rays, you have to score more runs than them. And that's what they did today. They scored a bunch of runs. But before we move on to the player of the game from this series, from today's game, we got to talk about Game 1, when the Rays came out and dominated. You know who's becoming my favorite postseason player? You don't even hear much about this guy in the regular season. Then the calendar turns to October, and he becomes the greatest player ever. Randy Arozarena, in Game 1 of the series, hits a bomb. He was marching around in his boots pregame. And we talked about it a lot last year because he kind of came and he kind of took the world by storm and became an absolute stud of this game. Broke all postseason records. Any record you can think of, most postseason homers, all that good stuff, Randy Arozarena holds that record. He's an October player. He's a stud. And then we come into this series thinking, what are we going to get from him? Is he going to be that same guy? He hits a bomb, and then he steals home. The guy stole home. Left-handed pitcher on the mound. Third baseman not holding him close. Pitcher comes set. Randy Arozarena takes off home. Dives in safe. Electric. Electricity. The Trop was rolling. Nobody thinks of the Tropicana Field as electric. This guy makes it electric. In the postseason, this guy turns the Trop into an electric factory. Last night was awesome to watch. Tonight, not so much. Red Sox win big, leading to my player of the game. This one, my easiest decision. Kike Hernandez. I mean, 5 hits, 3 extra base hits, a bomb. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at that. And the bomb was a bomb. 3 RBIs. MLB tweeted out, Kike Hernandez shifted the momentum. That's what I talked about earlier, the momentum shift. This was huge. This was a statement game. This is a series now. I don't know what's going to happen now. I got to stick with the Rays because it was my prediction, but this is a series now. Now it goes to Boston. Now it goes to Nathan Eovaldi, who's a stud in the playoffs. As I mentioned earlier, he's on my top 5 must-watch pitchers. Watch out for these guys now, because now they're rolling. So let's get to some fan questions from this series. First off, comes from Ghost of Towels Hill. Ben Verlander, can we please have more bullpen games like this in the Rays-Red Sox series? Please. I don't know. I'll tell you what, this was exciting. Just a bunch of bombs. The Red Sox it didn't matter who the Rays brought out of the pen. You never hear that. The Rays ended up going to the bullpen earlier because they are so confident in their bullpen. Everybody that comes out is a different look for teams. Everybody does different things. Everybody has different strong suits. That's why they're so good. They can match up so well with you. Everybody wonders, why are the Rays so good? Well, one, their analytics team is just better, to be honest, than anybody. They have a guy in the bullpen that can match up with any 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. It doesn't matter who's coming up. They have a guy that they specifically know they want to bring out in that situation. That's what they did today. They go to the bullpen early, think they can get the game back under control. It got out of control. So yeah, I'm all for bullpen games. We get to see good arms, and if the rest of the games are like this, I'd like to see it a little closer, but I love me some offense. So thank you for that question. Next one. This one comes from Ahan. Ben Verlander, did you agree with the decision by Cash to remove Shane Baz from the game when he did? Yeah, I did. Look, he clearly didn't have his best stuff. This guy's going to be a stud. This was his 3rd major league start, by the way. This guy's started in only a couple of Major League Baseball games ever. And now we're throwing him out in game 2 of a postseason game in October. So you don't really know what you're going to get. In my opinion, you kind of already have a short leash on him, Ahan. I think going into the game, the second he takes the mound, you look for a certain few things here. You look for, does he have his fastball command? And he didn't. So that's immediately one key. Okay, he doesn't have his fastball command. Can he get out of things? That first inning, the Red Sox put up 2 runs, and then early in the game, he ends up getting a double play. And you think, is this going to settle him down? I know he's young. He's got a lot of potential. This is his first postseason start. The nerves are bumping. Can this settle him down? Can the double play settle him down? So you put him back out there. And it didn't. It didn't. He clearly didn't have his stuff. I think the nerves got to him a little bit. So I think Cash made the right call taking him out. And for the reasons I just mentioned, they're not scared of their bullpen. They're comfortable bringing guys out of the bullpen and getting to that next guy because they know they match up well with you. Today it didn't work out, but I promise you it will at some point in this series. So yeah, Shane Baz, going to be a stud, comes out early, didn't have his stuff. Fastball command for me was a big reason why. You know immediately, let's pull him out. So thank you for that one. Next question. This one comes from William. Ben Verlander and Flippin Bats pod. Thoughts on how the Red Sox bounced back when a lot of people said they'd get swept? Impressive is the word that comes to mind. This was a statement. This was an absolute statement. For the team, to the Rays, to myself, to fans of baseball. Because you're right, a lot of people thought this would end in a sweep. Well, I promise you it's not going to end in a sweep anymore. But this game was more important than just prolonging the series for another game. This wasn't a 2-1 ball game. This wasn't a 5-4 ball game. This was a blowout, and it matters. Let me tell you why this matters. Every pitcher that came trotting out of the bullpen today for the Rays that didn't do well, which is most of them because they got a lot of runs scored off of them, this isn't just about this game. This is about the next time those guys come into the game, the next time those guys take the mound. It's in their heads. Every single player that comes out of that bullpen that gets lit up today, it's a shot to your ego. Baseball is the most mental game in the world. Take it from me. I really struggled with it, to be honest with you. It was a big struggle of mine. I had talent. At times I could go on tears. When I was going on a tear, I felt like I was on top of the world. My confidence was sky high. But when I would start struggling, when I would have one day at the plate where I went 0 for 4, it would snowball. If I did it again and again, it snowballs. My confidence was shot. And that's what's happening here. All these guys, now it's in their head. The next time they have to face these guys, it's, oh man, the other day I got roughed up with these guys. They're on to me. Am I doing something wrong? So this was impressive. This was a statement.